What was Disney's highest grossing film from 1970 to 1979? Hey homies, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Haley. I run the Always in Wonderland blog at alwaysinwonderland.com, and today is another round of Disney through the decades. We have done, 40s, 50s, 60s, now we're on to the 70s. 60s were kind of a bummer. I'm hoping the 70s are a little bit better. Willa is out of the bedroom right now, so if she starts scratching on things, that's what's happening. Ember is healing from surgery still, so she's in here with me hanging out. Squeaky chair should really be the only thing we have to worry about today. And I am so tired. You ever just have those days where you're trying to function and you're just like, this is a lot? That's today. I'm trying to probably record back to back today just because Ember is calm and asleep right now, and I have to keep her within my vision at all times, so I'm gonna get as much done today as I can. However, let me grab all of this because I have all my notes. Oh, random side note, because we need to stay hydrated, friends. I got this cute little number at Hobby Lobby the other day. Dogs are my favorite people. No offense to Willa, but dogs are my favorite people. Anyway. All right. Let's get in to the movies, shall we? All right. King of the Grizzlies is the first film released in 1970. Ernest Thompson Seton, a well-known American artist and author, tells the story of, I'm going to call him Wob because this is how it's spelled. And I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I'm going with. A mighty grizzly who roamed the Graybull countryside of the Old West. A Cree Indian Moki befriends Wob as a cub, and in later years, the Indian and the bear have many strange encounters, but always recognize each other as brothers. That sounds adorable. I love an inherently nature flick. Also in 1970, a movie called The Boatniks. Newly assigned to duty in the Coast Guard at Newport Beach, California, Ensign Thomas Garland soon faces the problems caused by Sunday sailors, those amateur boatniks who go down to the sea in ships. Okay, I don't know anything about boats or sailing. No idea. But he also finds himself involved in romantic complications. Who hasn't been in romantic complications? With Kate Fairchild, as well as with jewel thieves, whose careers are ended with the cooperation of Thomas and Kate. I mean, it kind of just sounds like a romantic comedy, doesn't it? We love a romantic comedy. Also in 1970, The Aristocats. Does anybody else absolutely love this film? I will quote Marie as many times as I need to. Because I'm a lady, that's why girls don't start fights, but we can finish them. Anyone else? Just me? Animated feature in which pedigree mother Cat Duchess and her 3 kittens, Toulouse, Berlioz, and Marie, are kidnapped by a greedy butler named Edgar, who hopes to gain by getting the inheritance left to the family of cats by their owner, Madame. Yeah, listen. I would also be kind of salty, but like, let this lady live her life and give her fortune to her cats if she wants. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but like, that's not for you. So, also let me see if I can turn this brightness down so I'm not as blue. And it's a cloudy day, so light is iffy. They run into Thomas O'Malley, and then there's the banger with the cat jazz band. I'm making sure she's okay. I think she's fine. I may cut this out. I may just leave it. 1971. I'm going to leave it. A movie called The Wild Country. The Tanner family comes from the east to a broken down homestead in Wyoming, and in trying to make a go of it, face hardship and opposition from man and nature as they struggle for their water rights and survive cyclone and fire. In the process, they they persevere and mature. And after, it says in quotes or bunnies, bringing the law to Jackson's Hole, they face a happier future. It's a homestead movie. Willa is at the door trying to get in aggressively. I'll be right back. Okay, so because I felt bad for how hard she was trying to get into the broom, I let her in. So now Willa shenanigans are a possibility. So they're already starting. Okay, anyway, next film, The Barefoot Executive. In a wacky world of television, an ambitious mailroom boy at the United Broadcasting Company, Stephen Post, discovers that a chimpanzee being taken care of by his girlfriend, Jennifer, has an amazing talent. The chimp can pick programs that will become hits. Stephen secretly uses the chimp to catapult himself into a vice presidency and a lush life, but the secret is revealed by jealous rivals. Stephen loses both the chimp and his girlfriend until he changes his ways and wins out. Don't use the chimp. You know? Willa is playing with the scrunchie that is around the handle of the door. The doorknob. There's a scrunchie around it. And Ember is over here wanting pets. Sometimes my ADHD tendencies are not because of me. You guys get it. You guys get it. Next movie, Scandalous John. In modern times, a rip snorting. I don't know what kind of descriptiveness this is, but it says rip snorting. I don't ever want to be described this way. 79-year-old Weston rancher with the prettiest granddaughter, ugliest horse, scrawniest herd, and punniest partner, a Mexican handyman, go on a cattle drive of one cow and do battle against a wealthy land-grabbing industrialist. After an adventurous and humorous trek a la Don Quixote, the rancher confronts the villain in a shootout that parallels the classic struggle of the good and evil in the Old West. It sounds like a Western comedy. Never seen it. Let me know in the comments if you have. Probably somewhat of a delight. Now this should be giving me Willy Wonka vibes. Million Dollar Duck. By chance, a white duck in a science lab eats some terrible tasting applesauce and is exposed to a radiation beam. Don't you hate when that happens? You're just in the lab, you eat some applesauce, and boom. Radiation. I'm just saying. The result, the duck lays golden eggs. This upsets the life and moral values of university professor Albert Dooley, who soon has troubles with his wife, son, and even government men. But after a wild chase and zany court battle, Professor Dooley reforms and all his problems are solved. Well, I'm glad he figures it out. I turned my brightness down and now I feel like I gotta keep getting closer, so I don't know what that says about me. It sounds like it'd be a cute film. I love a duck. But it's really given like Willy Wonka vibes. Golden Goose. I will spare you and not sing the song, so do not worry. And the last film from 1971, which is one of my favorite films. I love this film. Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Have you ever seen this movie? It's great. 10 out of 10 recommend. In the autumn of 1940, an eccentric lady like Spencer becomes an apprentice witch in hopes of finding a magic formula which will help England win the war against Nazi Germany. With the help of 3 London children who she takes in to save them from the Blitz, she first seeks out her amusing but bogus professor of witchcraft, Emilius Brown. Professor Brown is something. Just saying. And then ventures into Portobello Road, which there's an entire song about. I won't sing it. I'm tempted. I won't. In search of the rare formula, Miss Price, because, instead of just calling her an eccentric Spencer, they've now named her. Miss Price finally discovers the words of the magical spell that can be found on the legendary Lost of Isle Naboombu. So she, Brown, and the children travel there, having adventures beneath the sea along the way. The fish with the glasses has to be my favorite. If you know, you know. They discover the Lion King of Nabumbu is wearing a medallion with the words of the spell on it, which they have to obtain. All of this magical travel is possible with the aid of a magical bedknob. You know, it's a great adventure. It's a weird one. Disney really was like, here's the box. Let's think outside of it. I was going to compare it to something else. Disney, like, I don't know what you would compare this to. There's nothing really like it that I can think of. But for some reason, Mary Poppins pops into my brain, but it's not like Mary Poppins. It is an adventure. They do go under the sea and talk to fish, like Mary be jumping into that painting and talking to penguins, but it's not the same. So, if you haven't seen it, 10 out of 10 recommend, is what I'm saying. All right, 1972. This is called The Biscuit Eater. I've never even heard of this. Sorry about squeak chair. Adjusting. In the backcountry of Tennessee, Lonnie McNeil, the son of a tenant farmer, tries to train a young hunting dog, moreover, who is thought inferior because of a bad streak in him. Can't relate. With the help of his best friend Tex, Lonnie maintains his faith in the dog. After overcoming serious obstacles, the dog proves that he has championship potential. Don't we all have? Some of us, it's just hidden deep down. Our championship potential. I love that. That's cute. Oh, that's cute. I hope it was cute. Never seen it, but it sounds like it'd be a cute movie. All right. Also, a movie called Napoleon and Samantha. Upon the death of his grandfather, a young boy inherits a full-grown African lion. Okay. All right. Who is really a gentle pet. Well, that's good, because could you imagine if he wasn't? It is impossible to keep the lion in a small town, so the boy and his young girlfriend head for the mountains with the lion to find him a safe home. The trek leads to excitement and danger before all ends happy. So this little boy and his young girlfriend, which they're in like probably not even 6th grade, you guys? Like, I don't know. These are babies. They're babies. They just run away with a big lion. Well, they were safe. Like, who was going to mess with them with a lion? You know? I don't know why I was worried for a second. And I was like, what do you mean? They were fine. I'm not interfering with somebody if they have a lion. You know what I mean? Like, that was the safest they've ever been. Anyone else want a lion? Just kidding. You should not have a lion. Anyway. A movie called Now You See Him, Now You Don't. In Metfield College, at Metfield College, Dexter Riley comes up with a lab experiment that produces fantastic results. Invisibility. But the magic potion is stolen and is to be used by a bank robber. That's no good. No good. Nevertheless, Dexter and his pals foil the robbers and recover the potion, which wins an award and saves Medfield from financial ruin and being transformed into a gambling mecca. Sounds like it'd be a good movie. It sounds... well, I was thinking like Now You See Me, Now You Don't, where they like card game it, so the gambling and all. I wonder if they pulled ideas from this. And then The Invisible Man. So it's giving like those two vibes in one. Maybe they pulled ideas from both of those movies from this. Because this was in 1972. When did The Invisible Man come out? Oh, please. So I looked and I think it came out in 1998. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe they pulled something from this. Did The Invisible Man have anything to do with bank robbers? Because I don't remember. I don't even know if I've seen the whole movie. Tangent over. Moving on. Just moving on. Run, Cougar, run. When Professor Hunter, listen to me, professional. When a professional hunter and two sportsmen use a helicopter to scout for big game in the southwest wilderness of the United States. I'm already ready to throw hands with these people. Sita, a tawny 3-year-old mountain lion, her mate, and her 3 kits are endangered, and Sita has to struggle to protect her family from the dangerous intruders. Just leave them alone. You know? It's not cool. A guy recently got harped for killing a giraffe. Like, why would you kill a giraffe? Like, they're not going to hurt you. Why would you? Don't do that. Okay? Although, wasn't it Steven Spielberg who took a picture in front of one of the dinosaurs from his movie and people were upset about it? And it's just an animatronic, like, Triceratops. That was funny. I don't know why that triggered my brain. That was... God. I'm glad people were upset that they thought he killed an animal, but, like... But the guy that killed a giraffe? You're a loser. Ew. Last movie from 1972 called Snowball Express. A New Yorker unexpectedly inherits the Grand Imperial Hotel in Colorado. Could I inherit something cool? I got any long lost relatives? Hi, if we're related and we haven't met each other yet. Do you have a hotel you want to give me? I'll accept it now. Or something else cool. Ooh, like a coffee shop. Feed my addiction, you know? I love a good coffee. So he quits his job and takes his family west, only to discover the hotel does not live up to its name at all. And in fact, is a dilapidated ruin. See, I should have kept reading. That would be my luck too, buddy. I get it. But the New Yorker perseveres and turns the hotel into a colorful ski lodge. I wouldn't know what to do with a ski lodge. I've never skied in my life. However, he has to enter a cross-country snowmobile race and thwart the local banker in order to do it. And I bet he does. And I bet he does. Sounds like a adventure. I would love to rehab a hotel. It sounds like it'd be fun. A ton of work, but a lot of fun. I feel like the finished product, you have so much pride in it. All right, 1973. When I first read the description for this, I was like, what? I don't have many thoughts about it. Kind of wild. It's a movie called The World's Greatest Athlete. Discovered in Africa by 2 U.S. college sports coaches, Nanu, a blonde boy raised by natives after the death of his missionary parents, is an incredible athlete. Injured in a Los Angeles NCAA track and field competition, he wins all the events despite voodoo magic being used against him. I'm glad he won his race. Next movie. Called Charlie and the Angel, which when you read that really quickly, you're like, wait, Disney had Charlie's Angels? No. But now I wonder, was this pulled from, I don't know. A small-town businessman during the Great Depression has neglected his family for his business. You shouldn't do that. Owning a business is hard. Ask me how I know. But don't neglect your family to do so. His guardian angel, Roy Zerny, helps him to realize the error of his ways, and he becomes a public hero, basking in the warmth of his family's love and admiration through a series of hectic events involving bootleggers and the police. Well, I'm glad he stopped ignoring his family. I hope his business was thriving, and I'm sure the police got to take care of the bootleggers. Sounds great. Next film, One Little Indian, and it says, a story of the army in the Old West. Clint Keyes has deserted because soldiers have killed his Indian wife. That sentence doesn't make sense to me, but they killed his wife, and that's not, no thank you. While fleeing to Mexico with 2 camels stolen from the army, he becomes friends with Mark, a 10-year-old boy raised by Indians, who is also a fugitive. During Mark's capture, Clint is almost hanged, but is finally set free. The pair then head to Colorado to find an attractive widow and her daughter they met during their flight from the army. I'm stressed reading this, and I just don't think that's the film for me. but it's a film. Next, Robin Hood, which is, when I read the other decades, Robin Hood, but that was like Band of Merry Men. Robin Hood, the one that I know, cartoon with cute little fox. Story of England's legendary hero of the common people is told by traveling minstrel Alan Adale. The story is enacted by an assortment of cartoon animals. Robin Hood, Maid Marian, foxes. Little John is a bear. King Richard and Prince John are lions. Robin Hood rebels against the villainy. No, I can't say that. Villainy. You can laugh at me, it's fine. Words are hard. Of Prince John and his accomplices, Sir Hiss and the Sheriff of Nottingham. This movie was so cute. I loved it. And of course, like Maid Marian, just, yes, girl. Cute little fox. All right. Last movie from 1973 is a movie called Super Dad. Successful lawyer Charles McCready has big plans for his teenage daughter, Wendy. The right college, the right people, and Mr. Right. We know people like this. It's usually one parent wants their kid to just have all perfection. These plans do not include her current boyfriend, Bart. Do they ever? No. But the generation gap is happily closed when Charlie realizes his daughter will be happiest going to college with Bart and marrying him rather than going away to fashionable Huntington College with a stuffy law student and becoming engaged to the radical artist Clutch. Listen, it sounds like a romantic movie, like a romance. Hopefully it's a romantic comedy. It doesn't tell me if it is. I'm going to assume it probably is. But I'm hoping it's just, all seems like it's going to end well, you know? 1974. Starting off hot. Herbie Rides Again. I'll be honest, I haven't seen any of the Herbie movies, but I did end up watching a snippet of this one with Willoughby. And I love that name. That name's great. And I remember this because of Willoughby. But my gym in their like cardio room would play movies on like a huge screen, which was great. Very distracting. Wonderful. I've seen so many movies I'd never seen before. And this was one of them. I was not in there doing cardio long enough to watch the whole thing, but I got to see a pretty good snippet. And I liked it. In San Fran, the dreams of Alonzo Hawk to build a skyscraper in his name are thwarted by Grandma Steinmetz, who sits stubbornly in her firehouse home on the property he needs. That firehouse was adorable, by the way. Hawk sends his nephew Willoughby to charm Miss Steinmetz, who, along with the beautiful airline hostess and the magical Volkswagen Herbie, convince him he should stay out of the whole mess. After many chases and confrontations, Herbie emerges victorious, and both Miss Steinmetz and Willoughby find romance. I thought it was cute, so I recommend. I haven't seen any of the other ones, not even little snippets, so I recommend Herbie Rides Again if you're going to watch a Herbie movie, only because I've seen part of it. All right, The Bears and I. Vietnam veteran Bob Leslie retreats into Indian Territory where he becomes a foster parent to 3 bear cubs and fights to preserve the dignity of the bear clan of the Taklut Indians. Redfern believes it better the cubs be dead than captive, although Bob explains he is only protecting them until they reach maturity. Later, Indian Sam wounds one bear and Bob promises to free him when he has recovered. Meanwhile, Bob solves the problem of the Indians being reluctant to give up their land for a national park with his idea of making them all rangers, which is Bob's goal too. I feel like Bob had good intentions, so we appreciate good intentions. Sorry. Checking on the... Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you. You good? Okay. I was gonna say checking on the big baby. She's You good? Okay. All right. I worry about her leg every time she moves. She makes me nervous. All right. The Island at the Top of the World. In 1907, a wealthy Englishman, Sir Anthony, commands a giant airship as it searches the Arctic for his missing son. That's sad. The only clues they have are a page from an old Hudson's Bay Company journal mentioning a hidden island far beyond the Land's End where the whales go to die. Does this get sadder? What is happening here? And a curious map of carved whalebone. Yeah, I don't like this at all. The crew discovered a volcanic Nordic island, a fabled whale's graveyard, and encountered Viking warriors who are far from friendly. That sounds like a nightmare. You read about Vikings before? 0 out of 10 recommend running into those guys. Sir Anthony is reunited with his son Donald, whose sweetheart Freya helps him escape a death decree. Recaptured after battle with killer whales, the fugitives are finally given their freedom in exchange for American professor remaining behind as hostage. Nothing about this sounds like closure to me. And I'm stressed. Also, if it's gone, I'm going to put it back up on screen. This artwork is terrifying looking. And I don't like it. So I'm going to skip this. I'm going to set this one out. But, oh, yeah, all right. We're going to skedaddle into 1975 for a movie called The Strongest Man in the World. If any of you were ever wrestling fans, you know, WWE, used to be WWF. I go way back. Mark Henry popped into my mind, you know, when he had the whole strongest man in the world, and he was like lifting cars and stuff, and like dragging fire trucks, something, you know what I mean? Also, his theme song, or his entrance music, 3-6 Mafia. I was a banger back in the day, just saying. Moving on. Medfield College science student Dexter Riley eats a bowl of cereal accidentally containing a chemical compound he's been working on. I feel like we keep running into Dexter Riley at Medfield College, and Dexter's always doing something. He's back at it. He develops superhuman strength, which is mistakenly attributes to a vitamin formula devised by a fellow student. 2 cereal companies compete for ownership of the secret ingredients and back a weightlifting contest between Medfield and rival state college. I mean, how else are you going to know who's stronger? Medfield is losing badly when Dexter realizes his compound, not the other students, is the secret of his strength, and he leads his team to victory. I've been trying to build muscle. It's hard. So, Dexter, homie, if you want to, like, hit me up with some of that, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. I would like to be strong. I don't know if I want to be the strongest person in the world, but, like, I'll take, like, a little drop of it just to be stronger. Especially since I have to be lifting her up on the bed, off the bed, on the couch, off the couch, in the truck, out of the truck. Don't get me wrong. She currently weighs only about 62 pounds, so it's not bad, but if I was super strong, I just should pick her up, put her down, one hand. Not lift with your knee, I said your knees, with your legs, not your back. Next, me and my tangents. Escape to Witch Mountain. I have never seen any of these movies. Not even the remake. Wasn't The Rock in the remake? Dwayne? I think so. I haven't even seen that one. Tony Malone, 13, and his sister, I'm going to say Tia, I think that's what it is, 11, orphaned by the loss of their foster parents, live in a children's home. Okay, I'm already sad. You had foster parents and then you lost your foster parents? Way to ruin me. But their incredible psychic powers attract rich and powerful Aristotle Bolt, who has his assistant Lucas Duranian? Question mark. Adopt them as wards to exploit them. It's getting even worse. Terrified, I would be too, they escape with the aid of a new friend, Jason O'Day, in his camper. Jason agrees to help them find Stony Creek, a town on a cryptic map in Tia's possession. Pursued by Bolt and the police, the youngsters are jailed, but once again escape. Why are we putting kids in jail? What's happening here? As time runs out, the children remember they are castaways from another planet and are soon led by one of their own, Uncle, I'm going to say Benny, to a flying saucer which blasts off for the sanctuary of Witch Mountain, leaving their captors below far behind. Yeah, I can't believe I've never watched this movie, or these movies, these remakes, nothing. Well, that sounds stressful. But I guess all ends happily. Is that why they're orphans? Because they're from a different planet, and then they have foster parents. Well, what happened to their alien parents? Is there, my problem is I ask too many questions. I'll think of questions to ask. There are no questions, and I will find questions. I'm that person. So, sometimes that's good and bad, I guess. But anyway, let's see. Where am I saying we're going? Apple Dumpling Gang. The Apple Dumpling Gang. My mother loves these movies. In 1879, gambler Russell Donovan arrives in Quake City, California, always looking for a profitable poker game. Never played poker in my life. But despite his frequent losses, he ends up with a shipment of valuables consigned to a local ne'er-do-well who has lit out for San Francisco. The valuables? The Bradley orphans. Just children. Bobby, who's 12, Clovis, who's 7, and Celia, who's 5, arrive aboard a stagecoach driven by Pretty Dusty earbuds Clydesdale. Desperate, Russell tries to unload the brood, who discover a huge gold nugget in a nearby mine, causing unwelcome interest by the bumbling hash knife outfit. As Russell rewards the now famous orphans with their favorite meal of apple dumplings. Sounds delicious. Also, I'm starting to get hungry. The numbskull desperados try to steal the gold, but as usual are caught. However, the dangerous Sitwell gang also plans a bank heist and are undone when the children in the hash knife outfit, aided by Russell and Dusty, break into the holdup. It sounds like a good time. Also, Don Knotts. So, I don't think it can go wrong. And like I said, my mother loves these movies. I've never formally watched the whole thing, but she loves them. One of our dinosaurs is missing? No. Missing dinosaurs. Jurassic Park was like, yeah, let's bring them all back to life. Sounds like a great idea. We saw how that ended. Missing. Lord Southmere, a British intelligence agent, steals a piece of top-secret microfilm, the Lotus X, from a Chinese warlord and hides it in the skeleton of a dinosaur in the London Museum after escaping from a Chinese agent, I'm going to say Hup Wan, who soon recaptures him to escape and then be recaptured. Southmere has told his childhood nanny, Hetty, oh, what a cute name, what has happened, and she, aided by a small army of fellow nannies, helps foil Hanup and his gang. Listen, a band of nannies. Just a gang of nannies. Do anything for their kids, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, you got a good nanny, you know what I'm talking about. They're like there for your children. I love it. I love it. I hope they find their dinosaur though, you know? This one was interesting. It says Best of Walt's True Life Adventures. And it's a compilation film. It was released on October 8th of 1975. Directed by James Algar. And it's 89 minutes long. Narrated by Winston Hibler. The film opens with a salute to Walt Disney as a pioneer in the nature films genre. Which, thank you, Walt, because then like Planet Earth existed. And like I really love those. Animals of all kinds and many species of insects are captured in dramatic and fascinating moments from the Amazon to the Arctic. Hibler's conclusion aptly states an underlying truth, making this true life adventure collection ever popular. His quote is, "As long as life goes on, nature and all her marvels will continue to fascinate mankind." It's a great quote. As long as life goes on, nature and all her marvels will continue to fascinate mankind. It's true. It's like when you see like an old abandoned building and you give it time and you just watch it over the years and you watch nature like reconsume that building. Nature's wild. It's amazing. It's amazing. We're going to skedaddle into 1976. We've been in 1975 for a while now. Ride a wild pony. I won't, but this kid did. In Australia, a wild 13-year-old boy, Scott, I'm going to say Peary, I think is how you pronounce that, who was poor, and a haughty, crippled teenage girl named Josie Ellison. I love the name Josie, it's cute. Who is rich, find themselves at odds over ownership of a beloved pony. The boy calls the Welsh pony Taft and uses him to get to school, while Josie loves the pony as well for its wild spirit and names it Bo. These are two good names. I like both names. Since she's a victim of polio, Bo allows her to get around in a pony cart. So cute. The children's fight for the animal leads to the courtroom. Never good. Where it is decided that it is up to the pony to decide who the owner should be. The pony inherently picks Scotty, but also comforts Josie. The Ellisons bring feed for Taft to the prairie ranch, and Josie invites the boy and horse to visit her often in the future. They become friends, and the bond in the relationship is the pony. It's the first Disney animated. It's not animated. It is the first Disney feature filmed in Australia. So, fun fact. I didn't know. It sounds cute, but also not, because I don't want to lose my pet that I'm, Oh, Willa. I wouldn't want somebody to, take my pet, but they figured it out in the end, I guess, so that's fair. No Deposit, No Return, another Don Knotts film, so, I just don't think you can go wrong. Tracy 11 and Jay 8, who would like to be with their mother in Hong Kong, are stuck spending their Easter holiday with their wealthy grandfather in California. When the kids fall in with two bumbling safecrackers, they crack open safes. They pretend to be kidnapped to con their grandfather into paying ransom money, which they can use as airfare to Hong Kong. That is terrible. You should never do that. Do not pretend to be kidnapped ever. Their ploy backfires with hilarious results as everyone from the police to the kid's mother try to rescue them from their kidnappers. Would you want to be the one considered the kidnapper? Because absolutely not. Absolutely not. Hang on, I have to go save Willa. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. Next film also has, and there's not much to be said about this. It's like a quick and short little description. I could find short to the point, but I can't find anything too crazy. Don't touch those. You know better. Thank you. But it's also Don Knotts. So it's called Gus. It's an American sports comedy film, and it centers around a character, Gus, who's a football-playing mule. And let me just tell you, I love donkeys and mules. They're my fave. And I was very excited to see this. I will be trying to look this up so I can watch it. It's Don Knotts, so I don't think it'll be a bad movie at all. But I've never even heard of it. So, a mule playing football. Sounds good to me. She just threw herself into the toy basket. Soft landing, so that's good at least. All right, next film. Yeah. I don't know this word, so let me look this up. I'll be right back. Okay, after looking it up, I'm gonna just go for it. Treasures of Matacumbe. Shortly after the Civil War, two 13-year-old boys, one white, the other black, set out from Kentucky to seek a treasure buried in the Florida swamp. During the course of their exciting and often hilarious experiences, they acquire three colorful traveling companions. A dashing adventurer, a tart-tongued Southern belle, I think that might be my favorite character, and a jaunty old medicine man. It takes the talents and ingenuity of all five to overcome the sinister forces working against them. Let's watch this movie. How do I find this? I'm zooming in on the picture. It looks like it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah? Don't get onto both kids at once. Don't do that. Okay, anyway. Slow. Oh, she stresses me out. Okay. Where's that? Alright, I've heard of the Shaggy Dog, but this is called the Shaggy DA, and apparently it's a sequel film to the Shaggy Dog. Wilby Daniels, his wife, and their son return from vacation to find their home stripped bare by housebreakers. Terrifying thought. Angry, Wilby decides to run against the radically incumbent district attorney, Honest John Slade, and he launches a fumbling campaign when the ice cream man, who innocently bought a mysterious scarab ring from the thieves, recites the Latin inscription, Wilby once again turns into the Shaggy Dog. It's the Shaggy Dog, but politics. So, there you go. Alright, a movie we've all seen some version of, Freaky Friday, came out in 1977, and it says, a mother thinks her 13-year-old daughter's life is a bed of roses. The daughter is similarly envious of her mother. Each wishes she could trade places with the other, and miraculously, one Freaky Friday, they exchange bodies. While mom is experiencing the hilarious horrors of junior high school, the teenager is finding out what it's like to be an unburdened wife and mother. Both are glad to see the end of that day. I think this one started out innocently because didn't Lindsay Lohan and, oh my god, Jamie. You guys, I'm having a hard day. What is happening to my brain? I'm going to pop it on screen, and I'm so upset with myself right now that I love her. And why am I blinking so hard? Anyway, that lovely woman. Don't they think the other one has it, like, so good? Like, it's so easy. Now I'm just upset with myself. But at least they envy each other instead of being upset. Alright, I'm going to pretend like that didn't happen. Jamie Lee Curtis. No one did Halloween better than Jamie Lee Curtis. All of them. What, 3 that she was in? No one did it better. And I am so sorry. Jamie Lee Curtis, you'll never see this, I'm sure, but I am so sorry that I blinked that hard. Lindsay Lohan's been in the news lately. It's probably why. Well, it's Lindsay Lohan. I'm upset with myself. Moving on. The Littlest Horse Thieves. You should never steal horses. When in 1909, the manager of a Yorkshire coal mine decides to replace the pit ponies who pulled the ore carts with machinery and have the ponies destroyed. Never mind, steal the ponies. 3 youngsters, Dave, Tommy, and Alice, get together and daringly kidnap the ponies from the mine. Kidnap the ponies at this point. The kids get caught, however, and the ponies seem doomed. An explosion in the mine traps some of the men. They are saved only by the help of one of the ponies, which dies in the attempt. I don't like this. In his honor, all the ponies are put out to pasture for life. Why does it always gotta be like something bad has to happen for something good to happen? I don't love it, but I guess the rest of the ponies were saved. And those kids really tried. So, fine. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I really needed to pick me up. So, great. The Adventures of a Bumbling Bear, Winnie the Pooh. You call him bumbling all you want in your descriptions. It doesn't matter. I love him. Okay? Eeyore's one of my favorite characters. Also one of my mom's favorite characters. Pooh battles a nest of vicious bees over a trove of honey, weathers a terrible windstorm, and adores the fobbles? Yeah. Of the hyperactive Tiger Tigger. They really tried to throw me off right there. All while singing and bumbling his way through the 100-acre wood, and I love every second of it. Every iteration of these movies have been great. Even the Tigger movie. So, I love it. Willis found something to play with. She found a toy. So, sorry about that noise. Next film, The Rescuers. Everybody probably has seen this movie, and it's very, very cute. The Rescue Aid Society, an international organization of mice with headquarters in the basement of the United Nations building, receives a plea for help from a little orphan girl named Penny. Penny has been kidnapped by evil woman Madame Medusa, who intends to use her to retrieve a fabulous diamond, the Devil's Eye, from a pirate cave. Boogie. The case is taken by lovely Bianca and Rescue Aid Society custodian Bernard, who becomes her shy assistant. We love Bernard. Just saying. Together, after avoiding 2 brutish alligators, which you just want to, like, stop it, you two, enlisting the help of local swamp folk, and returning Medusa and her henchmen Snoops against themselves, they rescue Penny and the diamond. It's very cute. It's a very cute movie. 10 out of 10 recommend. I have to take this toy from Willa. She's driving me crazy, so hang on. Okay, I traded the noisy toy for a pickle that says deal with it. And I don't think... Get off your sister! It's not working. She just attacked Ember. Stop. This cat's shenanigans, I'm telling you. Next movie. Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. So it's Herbie but in Monte Carlo. Driver Jim Douglas, mechanic Wheelie Applegate, and Herbie, the magical little VW, enter a spectacular road race from Paris to Monte Carlo. Ooh. One of the competing cars is a beautiful powder blue, I don't know if that's Lancia. I'll put the name up here on the screen. Named Giselle. Don't we love it? We love the name Giselle. Willa, can you please stop driving your sister crazy? She can't play right now. She has a boo-boo. She cannot play. Stop trying. Willa's birthday's coming up. Side note. And I thought about getting her a ball pit, but now I'm starting to see that that would not be a good idea for me. But for her, it'd probably be great. Back to this. For Herbie, it is love at first sight. Jim falls for the pretty driver Diane. Meanwhile, a fabulous diamond is stolen from a museum by 2 thieves and hidden in Herbie's gas tank. Could a diamond survive? Well, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Throughout the race, the thieves try to recover the gem. With Herbie's help, the thieves are caught. Herbie wins the race, and him and Jim both get their girls. We love it. Sounds like a good time. Last film in 1977, Pete's Dragon. I love this movie. I loved it as a kid. It's great. Anything that has like Elliot on it, merch-wise, I'm here for. I do love the more like obscure characters. But yeah. I bought the Light Parade pen. I'll insert a photo of it. I'll do it on purpose. Because it had Elliot on it, really. That's my main reasoning. Lively musical comedy in which a magical and sometimes mischievous dragon, Elliot, inadvertently causes chaos and confusion. And Passamaquoddy. I don't think I said that right. And, you know, a Maine fishing village. To help a young orphan Pete to break away from his evil foster parents, the Grogrons find a happy home with Nora and her father Lampy in their lighthouse. Elliot must avoid the clutches of the greedy Dr. Terminus, who wants to exploit him. Listen, Elliot is a cutie. And we love him. And it's a great movie, and if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Go watch it. Next movie, we're in 1978 now. Cattle Shoe. A street-tough tomboy from Los Angeles poses as a long-lost heiress to a stately English manor called Candleshoe. I was about to say Castle Shoe. Candleshoe. In this tale of larceny, adventure, and comedy, a series of cryptic clues leads 14-year-old Casey Brown on a wild and dangerous search for a long-lost treasure. It sounds like a wild ride. Not necessarily a film for me, but it sounds like a wild ride. Next film, Return from Witch Mountain, sequel to Escape to Witch Mountain, in which 2 extraterrestrial youngsters, Tony and Tia, return to Earth for vacation in Los Angeles. from what I gather, Tony gets kidnapped, Tia goes to save him, Tia gets kidnapped, and then everything pans out well. That's basically what it says. So, I think everything went fine. Next, I've never heard about this, but the picture looks real cute, doesn't it? The Cat from Outer Space. An offbeat physicist, his girlfriend, and an odds-playing co-worker try to help an extraterrestrial space cat, Zunar J590 Doric 47, or in Earth talk, Jake. Fix his ship before the army or a power-hungry businessman can cause a catastrophe by kidnapping the feline. The plot thickens when the alien falls for a lovely Persian earth cat, Lucy Bell. Very southern. Lucy Bell. I love that. The whole name of the cat. Zunar J590 Doric 47. Jake. It sounds cute. Next movie. Hot Lead and Cold Feet. This rip-roaring comedy saga of the Old West involves twin brothers who compete for possession of a rickety cow town founded by their father. I would fight my sister for a cow town. Why not? The look-alike siblings, one rough and rowdy cowboy, the other mild-mannered Easterner. Me and my sister. Take part in a winner-takes-all, no-holes-barred, sounds like a wrestling match. Endurance contest, complete with train racing, wagon hauling, river rapid running. You had me until you added the river. Mountain climbing. All takes place while a crooked mayor tries to put an end to the competitors so he can inherit the town for himself. There's always one really bad guy. Eventually, the brothers join forces to save the town from the mayor and his minions. Just work together. It's not that bad. Just work together. I don't know. It sounds like a really cool adventure movie, and I'm into it. The North Avenue Irregulars. Great name. That's a good band name. North Avenue Irregulars. I mean, I'm taking it. Don't copy my band name. When organized crime hits their town, a reverend and a group of unusual ladies from his church decide to hit back. I love a feisty church lady. By posing as knockout performers, masters of disguise, and cunning mistresses of pursuit, they bring the underworld to its knees in a wild and crazy car chase and roundup finale. I'm here for it. Like I said, I love a sassy church lady. So, that sounds like it'd be a great movie. Next movie, Apple Dumpling Gang rides again. Theodore and Amos, trying to quietly live down their checkered past as part of the Apple Dumpling Gang, find themselves caught up in still another series of hilarious misadventures. You can't go wrong with the Apple Dumpling Gang. It doesn't matter which movie it is, so go watch it. My mother says go watch it. Unidentified Flying Oddball. It's the next movie title. Yeah. I don't think this would necessarily be a good band name, but you could try. In this updated adaptation of Mark Twain's A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, an astronaut and his robot companion accidentally fly backwards in time and end up as prisoners in the court of King Arthur. That sounds wild. A jealous Merlin plot to overthrow the king, but thanks to modern technology, the Knights of the Round Table are able to defeat the evil forces in a rousing climactic battle. It does sound wild, but it sounds like it would be fun. Yeah, I'm into it. All right, I think this is our last film. Yes, last film, 1979, The Black Hole. You know, we don't know enough about black holes, and I know Marnie just went for it that one time, and it really worked out for her, but honestly, when given the opportunity to jump into one, I'm not. I guess unless I'm in Marnie's situation. Luke really trusted her. Please tell me you guys know what I'm talking about. Hi. The Explorer craft USS. Sorry, it is Willa's fault that Ember smacked her tail into the camera because Willa's driving Ember crazy. And I wish they would stop, but I'm so close to being done. Is returning to Earth after a fruitless 18-month search for extraterrestrial life. When the crew... Extraterrestrial life. I gotta slow down. When the crew comes upon a supposedly lost ship, the magnificent USS Cygnus? Don't know if I said that right. I'll put it on screen. Hovering near a black hole. The ship is controlled by Dr. Hans Reinhardt and his monstrous robot companion, Maximilian. We love a Maximilian. My sister has a cat named Max. I think his name is Maxwell, though. Not Maximilian. It should have been Maximilian. Here we are. But the initial wonderment and the awe the Palomino crew have for the ship and its resistance to the power of the black hole turns to horror as they uncover Reinhardt's plans, which involve turning his former crew into robots and flying through the hole. As they try to escape, a meteorite shower damages the ship, and the survivors hang on as they plunge into the most powerful force in the universe, heading toward the blinding light that holds whatever eternity awaits them. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not just going to, like, jump into a black hole. It worked for Marnie. Good for her. You know, I'm stressed. But we did it, friends. We made it 1970 to 1979. Sorry about the squeaky chair. Sorry about all the interruptions. Sorry about the kids. You know, like they do what they want. But here we are at the end. So, what was Disney's highest grossing film from 1970 to 1979? The Rescuers. Don't we love it? I didn't think this one was going to be it. I wasn't really sure what was. I didn't have a bunch of movies that I knew. But The Rescuers, and I'm glad it was. It's a great movie. So, let me know down in the comments how you're liking this series. Like and subscribe. Thanks for being patient with me when I couldn't post because of Ember's surgery. And I'll see you guys next time when we do the 80s. I will know the movies from the 90s way more than any of these other ones. But I'm curious what the 80s have to offer. I think I could be pretty solid at 80s movies. But we're getting there in this series, friends. But yeah, hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed my ramblings this time, per usual. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.